coming at you on behalf of epicconversions.com. Hope you guys are doing amazing out there. Today, I want to talk about free versus paid content. And before I get into this topic, this is a really kind of important topic if you sell online. So be sure to stick around for this. But before I get into it, I want to remind everybody, if this talk resonates with you whatsoever, you owe it to yourself. Get over to epicconversions.com. Join my free newsletter. I like to think I put my best free content in my newsletter. I like doing little talks like this for you guys. But again, I like to think I put my best free content in my newsletter. So be sure to get over to epicconversions.com and join my newsletter. That being said, let's talk about free versus paid content. If anybody, now this is tricky. So this is a tricky subject. So, you know, put it on your listening cap. Maybe take a couple notes. Anybody who ever went on the internet and thought, I want to sell something, they generally had to start putting out some form of free content to do it. Now, look, I'm not talking about ads, although you could argue that ads are a form of content, you know. The ad is designed to, pull people in and send them to a page where, again, they will be persuaded to buy something from you. So you can make an argument for ads as well, but we're not talking about ads. We're talking about straight free content that you put out there, like the free content you're consuming right now. Anyone who ever wanted to sell anything on the internet, let's just take a physical product, for example. They put out some free content to, educate people, get people interested in what they have going on, and ideally sell them that product. Now in the world of physical products, it's pretty easy, right? Because, people got this widget they want to sell. So they put out a bunch of content educating people on this widget, stories surrounding this widget, facts surrounding this widget, marketing angles surrounding this widget, and it all drives people to this widget and gets them to buy it. Now, that's all content. What happens if the content you're putting out is meant to sell content? It's like you're putting it's like you're putting water out there for free in the hopes that you can get people to buy the water off of you. But that water is somehow better, somehow it's different, somehow it's higher quality. Like you're giving them lower quality water to quench their thirst, but you have higher quality water over here that you want to sell them. It gets a little tricky, A lot of people are going to start believing that, why do I want to buy your higher quality water? I got this water right here. There's probably not even any difference. In fact, you probably put your better water out here for free to entice me to buy that better water. And that better water probably isn't even any better. It's probably the same water. Probably all comes from the same tank. I'm just going to consume the free water. You know what I mean? So that's just a simple little analogy of how it can get a little tricky sometimes when you're putting out content in an effort to attract people to buy your other content. And that's the case if you're in the info marketing business, if you're in the info product business. So how do you handle it? Well, the way I see it, what's most important is that you do handle it. That's the most important thing. Everyone's got a slightly different way they handle it as far as like what content is free, what content is paid. What am I giving out for free versus what am I selling? Everyone's got a different way they handle it. But the important thing is that you actually do have a line in the sand and you draw that line in the sand. And the thing about it is, when I say that, you might think, well, that's fine for you to say, Cam, but what happens when I draw the line in the sand here at like position X, but then I see my competition, they're going all the way to position Z and beyond, putting out all kinds of free content, and like I'm not putting out as good of free content. What happens then? That's a great question. When you look at that, it's important that you understand that you have a uniqueness about what you do. You are truly one of one. The content that you put out is not the same as the content that, Alex Hormozy puts out, or the content that, Gary Vee puts out, or the content that this guy puts out, or that guy puts out. You're one of one. So the actual information that you're putting out is only a small part of the picture. Context is a big part of the picture. We talked about that the other day. How do you wrap that information that you're putting out? Is it in a story? Is it in an example? Are you illustrating it through a book that you read that you're talking about? Through something that happened to you in your childhood? Whatever it is, that's the context that you wrap the information in. And that context is one of one. As long as, you're not doing something stupid like using AI to produce all your content. But if you're keeping it real, that content is one of one. So your only real competition is yourself. So when you eliminate all that other competition, now it's you versus you. Now you just have to decide what content needs to be paid for, what content needs to be free. Now I go in a lot deeper in this subject in my Epic Conversions weekly mentorship club. It used to be called the ECIC Group Calls Club. It's been rebranded. Same club, just a little bit of a rebranding. Epic Conversions weekly mentorship club. Just kind of fits better what we're doing in there. But every week I go into topics like this topic here that we're talking about. The whole point is to help people get better, help people grow their online businesses. But you can find a link to that over at epicconversions.com. Just scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a weekly mentorship club link. And if you can't find the link to it, then you're probably not ready to join the club anyway. So, that club is not for complete idiots, And I don't mean idiot like in a derogatory way. I just mean idiot in the sense that you're still very new. Idiot's probably not the right way to describe it, but you're still very new. You don't know what's going on. You can't even go to epicconversions.com and find the link to the Grouply Mentorship Club. If that's you, the thing is, if you can't even find a link to my weekly mentorship club from epicconversions.com, then how would it even help you? You know what I mean? You have to be able to do a little bit of research on your own. You have to be able to find things on your own. The thing about making money on the internet is it's not always going to be easy. You have to put a little work in. You have to be willing to put work in. I can't tell you how many people who I have talked to who said they're willing to do anything it takes, man. Just tell me what to do. And then when push comes to shove, they're not willing to do anything it takes. They're not willing to put the work in. They just said they were. They thought they were, but they weren't. So idiot's probably the wrong word. Pretty insulting there. I didn't mean to be insulting to anybody, but the point is, my mentorship club is for serious people who are ready to actually make something happen on the internet. They're not just doinking around, trying to just buy stuff just for the sake of, collecting or, just for the sake of buying it, trying to be my friend because it's fun to be friends with someone who you think's a marketer or whatever. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all over all these years, but I'll tell you what, yeah. So what I'd say is I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here, but what I'd say is when it comes to free versus paid content, the important thing is that you actually do draw a line in the sand. Understand that you're competing with yourself. You're not competing with everybody else, regardless of what it looks like. You got to stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Try to learn from other people, but don't compare yourself to them. Okay. So the real competition is yourself. You just got to draw a line in the sand for what's free, what's not free. This is the kind of content I give away for free. This is the kind of content I sell. Just draw a line in the sand and make your life a lot easier. So that's what I'd say about that. Hope that's helpful to you. Again, if you want to learn more about topics like this, you want to be able to jump on live calls with me in a group call capacity, be sure to get over to epicconversions.com. Check out my my weekly mentorship program. That's Epic Conversions Weekly Mentorship Club. So that's all I got. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.